friends, welcome back to another Renae's recap. So I think this week we are recapping week 5, just wanted to make sure. And so week 5 covers the 10th of February all the way to the 16th. So basically, let's get right into this. So Mondays are pretty typical. They are just full of class and full of supervision. So I have my diversity class in the mornings, and then I'll have individual clinical supervision, and then I'll have group supervision for my external placement, and then I have class from 3:30 to 6 o'clock. And so, oh, excuse me, Mondays are just so long. Like, it's very hard for me to like balance Mondays. Like, Mondays just feel so heavy, like with class and thinking, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that, but that was basically Monday. Tuesday, I had my external placement. So as you guys know, I work at an elementary school, building emotional, like social emotional skills in kids. Yeah, and so this was the week that I told them that next week would be our last sessions together, and I got some pretty like mixed reactions. So some of my older kids felt like pretty good about it. They're like, oh, well, we've learned so much, it's fine. We won't miss you too much, like we won't be sad. And I was like, dang, these kids don't even care. But my first grade kids, they felt really sad about it. And so I was like, oh, this is really sad. But you know, I just reinforced the idea that you guys have worked so hard, you guys have learned so much, you don't need to be in the group anymore, you know, you just have to practice these skills in your classroom. And yeah, that was pretty much it. One kid was like, maybe you shouldn't have told us today, and like you should have just surprised us next week. And I was like, ooh, that sounds like it would have been a lot worse. But we just talked about that. We talked about all the things that they learned in group this year, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So then last week, or not last week, and then after that I go to my other external placement at the residential home. It's pretty standard. I have a schedule now. Like last semester I didn't really have like a good schedule of when to do what, but this time and this week, not this week, this semester I have a better schedule with them, and so it's a lot easier for me to like get into the groove and complete things. Whereas like last semester, I was still very new and I wasn't really able to get into the groove of things. So that was a lot better. And so that brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday was pretty good. I only have one group at the elementary school. And then I had a group RVT, which is like research team, and so I was in the hot seat this week. And so basically what the hot seat is you're able to bring like problems and areas that you're struggling with to lab, and then the lab as a unit, we all help each other and figure out and like problem solve the issues. So I brought quite a few issues with my thesis. With my stats, I don't feel very confident in my statistical abilities. Like I know how to do the things, but I'm just like the interpreting and making sure they're done correctly is still kind of, I feel like that's not a skill I'm super good at yet, but we were able to like talk through, and so I can show you here. I write questions on sticky notes on the outputs, and so basically we walked through all of those questions and I had a ton, and so that felt really good. Yeah, so I'm feeling really good about my thesis. I would really like, my advisor and I talked about like getting it done by May 1st, but we really are just trying to get it done before summer really starts. So we are pushing through with that. I think it's going very well, and I'm really excited. Is the camera out of focus? Yeah. But I'm really excited about the project, and I'm ready, honestly, for it to be done, okay? Done. I'm ready for it to be done. And that sounds bad, but I'm just like kind of over it. Like I've been looking at it for like a year. Well, just not even a year, almost a year at this point, and I'm ready to move on to a new project. So that's that. So Thursday was pretty standard. Nothing really exciting happened there. I have class in the morning. I have professional development, I think was this Thursday. Oh no, we had open forum where all of us grad school students can talk to each other and figure out issues and solve all those. And then I had clinical team, and then after that I got all of my materials ready for an assessment I'm doing in the clinic. no big deal. And so that brings us to Friday, and Friday was literally the best day. It was very, very busy, but it was so, so good. So if you saw over on my Instagram, be sure to follow me there. I got the opportunity to shadow somebody at the Children's Hospital here in St. Louis. It is by far my favorite children's hospital. When I was younger, I broke my finger and I had surgery there. Like, I have really great memories of this hospital, and it is so, so, so cool. I think it's the best place on earth. All that to say, I had the opportunity to shadow a clinical psychologist in the Children's Hospital. Super exciting. So basically, she works in a few different clinics, but on Friday, I was able to observe the obesity clinic. I think it's called Healthy Start or something like that. And so I was basically able to shadow her in her like clinical health role in the Children's Hospital. It was a phenomenal experience. Basically what happens at the clinic, I don't know how much detail you all want about this, but I'm going to give it all. So basically what happens at the clinic are kids are referred for different reasons to this type of clinic. It's like a specialty clinic. So like if a kid needs to have surgery and they need to lose weight, they're referred here. If they're having any heart issues, any weight issues, if their pediatrician is concerned about their weight, blah, 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 they are sent to the clinic. And so basically what happens is there is a whole team of people there that go and see every child that walks in. So there's a pulmonologist, there's an endocrinologist, there's the psychologist that I got to shadow, there's a dietitian, there's a social worker, there's another lady. She's not social work, but she does kind of social work-esque things. And then there's another doctor, cardiologist, I don't know, but there's another like doctor there, and my camera's about to die, so hang on a second and we'll be right back. Okay, so those are basically all the people that I think are at the clinic, and so every child sees every specialist. And so, sorry, my camera's a little crooked now. Okay, so every child sees every specialist, and so I got to sit in on the dietitian consult, where basically it seems like a lot of motivational interviewing and a very thorough like assessment of the child and the family's eating habits, and like what type of things they're eating, making sure they're getting enough water, blah, blah, blah. And so then they set very like tangible, concrete goals with the kids and the parents so that they can, you know, meet them. So like one goal could be like, I'm gonna drink more water, and then the dietitian like walks through the steps of like, what does drinking more water look like? How are you gonna get this goal accomplished? Blah, 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 blah. So I got to sit in on that. And then I got to sit in on another, like a follow-up appointment. So this kid had already been to the clinic before. And so the psychologist was just doing like follow-up, doing a very comprehensive, well, not that comprehensive, but like a comprehensive like psychosocial evaluation, seeing what sorts of things the kid likes to do. This is a teenager, so what sorts of things the teenager is into, how's school going, is there any bullying going on, any suicidal ideation going on, stuff like that, making sure like the home life is going well. And so what's really interesting is that some of the families had like stuff going on, so like foster care, trauma, like PTSD symptoms in the teens. And so they were trying to finish the goals, but like, you know, if you're having an unsafe house or unsafe living arrangement, like that's gonna get in the way of you having or accomplishing these goals. Or if you have food insecurity, like those types of things are going to hinder you from meeting these weight loss goals, right? And so what's really cool is that the psychologist then, after she gets all this like psychosocial history and information, she'll go back to the main doctor, which was the pulmonary doctor or the endocrinologist, and basically be like, okay, so I know that you all set these goals, but here are some of the barriers of the goals, and here's how far they've gotten on them. It was a really awesome experience. I'm likely going to go back and shadow with this doctor again. She also does like bariatric surgery evaluations for teens, and so I'm going to go sit in on one of those. And she also does like chronic pain clinics, and she does some rotations through like inpatient. And so I'm really, really excited to be like have this connection and go with her and shadow her some more. And so that's super good, and that's through my clinical health class. I'm not sure if I said that. So then after all that excitement and after all that amazing day, I came to campus, I grabbed myself some lunch. I was feeling so good. I was like on a high almost. I was so excited. Like I was so excited. Came to school, ate my lunch, and then I had some assessments to do. So I had like an initial consult for an assessment, knocked that out. Had to go to my external placements headquarters, pick up my check, and then I went back to school to do data entry for my lab because some things fell through, and basically the graduate students had to pick up the slack on that, and we did it and we knocked it out. And so that brings us to Saturday, and I just had so much work to catch up on. Like, it sounds crazy, but like I've been on top of it, but like I'm still having to play catch up at the end of the week every week, and it's a bit frustrating, but it's okay. Like I don't feel like any real type of way about it, but it's definitely like I noticed it more. I'm like, dang, like I'm still playing catch up every weekend. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for that week. I know I said last video that I was gonna try to keep these under 10 minutes, and this one is clearly a little over 10 minutes. So basically, if you're not following me over on my Instagram, be sure to do that. I post tons of like behind the scenes grad school-esque pictures. I also post just about my regular life. My Instagram is a reflection of, you know, me, so it's not all grad school. Sometimes Nehemiah makes an appearance or two on my Instagram, so you have to go over there and check that out. And if you're not subscribed, please sure to subscribe. And if you watched this far, please leave a purple emoji, and I will see you all next week. Peace out, and I love you all so much. Bye.